What's up and good morning, guys. Welcome back to another video. I'm getting a little later start this morning than I wanted to, but when I woke up, it was still dark out and I didn't want to go do what we're about to do in the dark. But first things first, let's get the 6.0 fired up because it's cold and she doesn't like the cold, much like myself. Let the glow plugs warm up a little bit and let's see. All right, not too bad. We've got the animals up there. Let's unplug the trailer. Now, I wanted to make today's video for those of you that may be new to the channel or maybe new to myself, or for those of you that like these kind of videos, and I do appreciate you guys that watch the work videos. The donkeys broke into the yard the other day, and well, that's why that's a mess. But as you guys know, and if you don't know, my name is Ryan. I am a general contractor and have been, well, I've been in construction all of my life, basically. But I've worked for myself for probably the last 10 or so years, maybe a little bit more than that. This wheelbarrow out of here, that doesn't need to go to the burn pile. And I gotta say, y'all, I absolutely love what I do. I love building things, I love creating things, and I love, you know, getting to make other people's dreams come true as well. And one of the perks of working for yourself is the fact that I woke up this morning, it was too dark out and colder than I wanted to get out of bed, so I decided I'm gonna stay in bed a little bit longer. But we're still pretty early. You can see the sun has not risen over that mountain yet. So we're going to 2 locations today. 2 different restaurants that we are building. The first one, I'm just dropping off material and leaving my trailer. The second one, we will actually be working at. Let's get through gate number 1. A little heater would probably be nice. So we're gonna run down to the brush pile and dump off the trash that I have in the back of the trailer. Now, the reason I wanna make this video in this style of format is over the years, I've gotten hundreds, if not thousands of messages from people that have watched my videos, and it has led them into the trades, or it has led them into starting their own construction company, or just their own company in general. And I feel like there's not enough material out there to try to inspire people to get into this line of work or into this lifestyle. And mind you, that's not me saying this is like the end all be all, it's the greatest lifestyle in the world, this is the only thing you should be looking into doing. You know, if construction is something you have ever considered, it is a very rewarding lifestyle. Very hardworking. You know, I worked about 13 hours yesterday, got home late last night, swapped trucks and trailers around because this trailer was hooked up to my other truck, whereas I wanted this combo for today because that truck can haul a little bit more weight than my older Fords. But honestly, I know I'm not the only one out there that actually enjoys hard work. And well, there's some pretty good money in it too. Get all of this out of here. Oh, we got a little bit left in here. A little bit of dirt mix ain't gonna hurt us. All right, y'all, we are ready to hit the road. We'll make our way through gate number 2, not quite as luxurious as gate number 1. I also cannot wait until my grand entrance is finished because I'm sick of going through that old beat up entrance. So just a little background for you guys. You know, I come from a blue collar family. My mom grew up on a dairy farm and my dad actually has worked various construction trades over the years. But as long as I've been alive, he's been a concrete and masonry contractor. And I grew up doing concrete and masonry work with him every single summer. Anytime I took time off of school, there was vacations, whatever it may be, I was on a job site. So when I say I've pretty much been around construction my whole life, that's kind of what I mean. And to kind of break the stigma that people that work in construction are not intelligent. 2nd grade, I was in accelerated classes. I was in the GATE program. I was in honors classes. You know, I'm definitely no dummy. And I wouldn't be afraid to admit it if I was. I don't know if it's just one of those things that I always want to be good at, whatever it is I'm doing. So whether that was schoolwork, whether that was construction, playing a board game, whatever it may be, I always wanted to make sure I was really good at whatever I was doing because I take pride in the stuff that I do. So in high school, I was in AP and IB classes, and I remember distinctly the teacher one day going around the room and asking everybody what college they wanted to go to, you know, and at a young age, and actually in elementary school, in our town, they start gearing you up towards college. They actually have the local college come in, and basically if you meet all the set requirements starting at middle school and on, you're guaranteed acceptance into this four-year university. So fast forward to my high school years, I think it was an English teacher that went around the room and was asking everybody, you know, what colleges have you applied to? What do you hope you get into? And they got to me, and again, we're in an accelerated English class with all these kids that have set their goals real high, you know, Harvard, Stanford. And I know these kids, they all ended up making it there. But then they got to Ryan, and I said, actually, I kind of would love to start my own construction company one day. And the teacher basically laughed at me. And from that point on, used me as an example in the class of, well, guys better study, or you can go break your back like Ryan wants to do for the rest of his life. And well, guys, I graduated high school about 17 years ago, and I have loved every minute of the life that I have created outside of those school walls. I do pretty well for myself. I get to have fun every day. I'm in a new location all the time. I'm not stuck in some office. I am having an absolute blast building really cool things. Because at the end of the day, that's what this all comes down to, is I love to create things. And if I can get paid really well to do it, why not? All right, y'all, we have arrived. Let's grab 3 yards of DG. All right, back on the road. Unfortunately, we are gonna go sit in a bunch of traffic. I normally try to schedule all my days around traffic, but since I have to go to 2 locations today, we gotta head out early. So now we get to go sit in about 45 minutes of traffic to get to the beach. All right, well, after about a little less than an hour in traffic, we have arrived at destination number 1. And this parking lot is always fun, super busy with people coming and going. Buenos días, Evo. ¿Dónde quieren de? Yeah. Maybe. ¿Quieres in the center? Okay. And then we maybe ponle aquí, yeah? Yeah. Necesito dumpe, ¿verdad? Porque quieres sacarlo de tierra primero, and then ponle the DG allá.
Sí, primero porque
So,
toda esta tierra este tierra de aquí.
Ajá.
Y este es sácalo. Por el trailer. Este es mosh.
Yeah, no, está bien.
Es tierra de allá, de este de aquí.
Es no mucho tierra.
No, aquí nomás este.
Yeah.
Ponle bolsa acá así.
Uh-huh.
Y gray.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna dump a load of DG right there, and then my trailer has to go here that they're gonna load up. Appreciate it, brother. Está bien, Ivo. Mejor no open esos, es más close para tu troque. So por ahorita es gonna be up and abajo.
Oh.
That's mejor, huh?
Oh, sí.
Love this wireless controller. How are things going here? Morning. All right, now we're gonna reposition the trailer so that these guys can load it up with dirt while we are at the other job today. And then we will probably come back today to grab this thing. Papa, pásale aquí. Okay.
Hasta acá la puerta.
Oh, righty then. How long do those take you to make, Scott?
Kind of a while.
Well, good news, you get to do 200 now.
You want to do all of them?
I think we have more than that too. Miter saws.
Yeah.
So we can get to where everyone's just one jig. You don't got to change shit. Well, yeah, because you're shrinking
Yeah.
a good bit on each side, which might wash that out now.
You can't really just cut them anywhere. You know?
Yep.
It kind of seems like 4 by 10 is gonna work.
The valve's leaking or the... Oh yeah, the valve leaks. So por ahorita, just sácalo todo de tierra, ponle the DG, and if we got a poquito cambio later, we cambio.
Pero yo no sé ahí cuánto.
Yeah, necesito the laser.
Ponle de bolsas, le dice.
Sí.
4 inches down.
Okay. All right, so ended up having a design meeting, which took way longer than I thought. But now we are headed to location number 2 for the day. Had to make a quick pit stop for a burrito because, well, didn't have breakfast today, so I'm hungry. We are at location number 2. Oh, what's up, Tuna? Good, good. What's up?
I was hauling that shit this morning.
Not too bad. That one's pretty tall.
For a baby, huh?
You think it's gonna be a rooster?
By his tail, I think he is. It's by his attitude, you know?
He was coming for a minute.
Yeah, but sometimes roosters just try to do their own thing. They're like, you know what? Like what he's doing right now, you know?
Hey, bro, we're gonna have to get you a trailer, man, to haul around all your artwork.
Well, I leave it all over the place. Usually gets thrown away.
Gotcha.
If you call it artwork, my mama call it trash.
Bro, that's artwork, man.
Yeah.
That looks good.
It took me a while to do it.
I could tell you cared about it, man. Yeah, look at the little homie, dude. That's your boy right there. Or girl. Same thing, the street dining they have out there is exactly what you guys are building here. So if you want to go, if you need to go reference anything or
Boxwood.
there you go. I feel like that's kind of the look you're going for. You can shape it up a little bit.
Yeah, the boxwood.
$35 and 3/8. What's up, buddy? Yeah, let's see if we can. So, see how like right here when the seams line up. See how like the edge looks good.
Yeah.
But then look at how the
top comes up.
yeah.
Do you want to bring that right side up?
But then if we do that, I don't think you can if that. Oh, sorry, but if that bottom's touching, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just gonna have to. Let me get a clamp on it before we go any further. Oh, right there. Okay. And then if you were to bring, how's that seam?
Seam's on.
Hold it right there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put a piece of tape as like my little guide. Try to not take off.
I think even if you just take that down to where it's level with this.
That's kind of what I'm thinking.
Probably like this side will look best.
Yeah, like not take too much off.
Yeah.
Almost like that. Just barely shave her down. So I don't want you to be able to like see that swoop, you know?
Yeah.
We can almost hide Dedic's frame
imperfection
by doing that. Yeah, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I think that'll look great.
Let's take her down. We'll just set her on top of one of these picnic benches. Cool.
Got it?
Hold on. Let me fix the tape real quick. All right. Okay. So we are welding on super rusty metal. Yes, I know. Worst conditions for TIG welding. But we don't want to grind the metal clean because then you'll see grind marks everywhere. So we're going to clean it just a little bit. And then we're just doing little stitch welds to hold this thing on. Nothing too crazy. So we're going to have a lot of blowout. We're going to burn through a few pieces of tungsten, but that's okay.
Shit! Fucking Dmaxryno! What?
All right, so I ended up running out of argon on the last couple of welds, so we're not even gonna get close to those. Rusty metal, outside in the wind, small gas cup, and no argon. We did as good as we can do, but those ones down there, they look pretty decent considering the circumstances.
All right,
You out of here, Tuna?
Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow.
Cool, brother. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate the help today. Now it's super loud inside. Today wasn't the most exciting of days. With the design meeting taking a couple hours at the first location today. Really didn't have a whole lot of time once I got here. Cut the steel panel, got that welded in place. Mainly getting things organized and moved around because tomorrow we're getting the started on sealing the floors that are in there. You guys are doing a great job over here though, getting our benches built. This one's actually gonna have a planter behind it. That's why there is pressure treated plywood in here. And then we'll put some type of waterproofing over top of that. And that'll be planters for some tall greenery to kind of, you know, add a little nature to this concrete jungle. But for now, we're gonna lock up, or at least start to lock up while the guys are in there cutting the marble for the countertops, because we need to head back to the other location to pick up my trailer full of dirt, because I don't like leaving that expensive trailer on job site. We'll get the place closed down, well, pretty closed down. Don't mind the bathrooms, they're disgusting. Wash up, and then we'll let the countertop dudes lock up the last little bit, because I don't have time to hang around and wait for them to finish. Alrighty, y'all. So those guys are good to go to lock up. Oh, it is bright. Horrible day to forget my sunglasses. But let's head back. We got another 20-minute drive in traffic, and then we get to backtrack about an hour to the ranch. A lot of driving today. Not my favorite thing in the world, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Right now we are going against traffic, so that's good. We're not gonna sit in too much traffic, but coming back, we got a lot of traffic. And normally I wouldn't make this drive at this hour, but I do not want to leave my very expensive trailer to possibly get stolen overnight. All right, y'all, we are back. Gear opened. Let's see how loaded we are. Hopefully we're not too heavy, because that 6.0 does not like, that's pretty heavy. Oh, we're gonna have a lot of tongue weight. They loaded it pretty far forward. All right, well, say a little prayer for the 6.0. Yeah. It is going to be a breakfast restaurant.
Oh, really?
I think it's going to be a cool spot for them.
Thank you, I'm excited.
You're welcome. Quickly get backed up before we get complaints of blocking everybody in. I feel like a tow truck driver with my wireless remote. Coming in hot. Drop her down on the truck with the wireless remote. Such a nice feature to have. Close the tarp on this one. And we got a little bit of tongue weight. It's not as bad as I thought it would be. Make sure we got that trailer controller turned all the way up. It's gonna be a breakfast restaurant.
Really?
Yes, sir.
I gotta call him. I've been friends with him for 20 years.
Oh, nice.
I was the VIP like host and manager at Bar West.
Okay. Yeah, the old downtown days.
Oh yeah.
Now they're in the restaurant business. So if you guys ever want to know what it's like to build a restaurant, all you do is answer, what are you guys building? 8,000 times a day. We've been here for 5 minutes. And we've been asked twice already, and construction hasn't even really started. At all of the other locations, basically, you have probably about 20 people a day that'll just walk onto the job site to ask what you're building. We're heavy back there, but we're not super heavy. We'll be all right. Now, my days typically aren't spent driving around this much, but today is just one of those days. I know for a lot of contractors, their days are just driving around, getting materials, running back and forth. I try to not do that. I don't like that. I'd rather stay on site building things all day than being a runner grabbing material. All right, we're about to hit our first grade, and really this is the grade that lets us know if the truck's gonna cooperate or not. Usually if we go into limp mode on this one, means we're gonna go into limp mode on the next one. Sometimes, maybe not, but Usually this first hill right here is the tall tale sign of whether or not this old truck can handle it. And so far, just from being on the freeway and like going up slight grades, the truck wasn't super happy. I mean, it's heavier than it looks back there. It's a decent amount of pretty wet dirt. Keeping her around 3,000 RPMs, and let's just go for it. Come on, old girl. Well, the fan kicked on, but she kicked back off. Hopefully that means we're not getting too hot. We are almost to the peak of this hill. Another 1,000 feet or so, and we'll know if we're gonna make it. Come on, old girl. I hear those fans are running, but we have just crested. You probably can't see outside, but we have just crested the top of the hill. I think we're in the clear. We're gonna make it home. Well, good news, guys. We made it home. Bad news is today wasn't as exciting as I had hoped for this video. Didn't get to do actually as much hands-on work as I wanted to. What that means is, though, we're gonna do a day 2. We'll be back in the morning.
Damn. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.